Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going wonderful. I'm so glad you're joining me for Try It Out Tuesday. Today we're going to create a cupcake card, a Halloween cupcake card, and we're using the Pretty Posh Halloween Cupcakes stamp set, and I do have the coordinating die set we'll be using. We're just going to color in and stamp one of our cupcakes. I really think the mummy is adorable. And of course, when I see eyes like this, I automatically think of Google eyes. And Google eyes around Halloween is just super fun. So we're going to start by stamping our cupcake. We're going to stamp it on some white cardstock using alcohol marker friendly ink because I'm going to color in my cupcake very simply with Copic markers. I'm just using a set of greens, a set of pinks, and then a set of oranges, and then a gray to color in my cupcake. And I'm going to play a little bit of music while I color, and when I'm done coloring, I will catch you back. Okay, coloring is all done. I'm going to go ahead and take the coordinating die and I will cut out my cupcake and we'll add some googly eyes. I went ahead and picked out the size of googly eyes that will fit on here. I picked this one up on Amazon. It was pretty inexpensive and it comes in a nice little case. I'll link it down below if you guys want to check it out. They are adhesive backed, so you would just remove the release paper. Like so, and then you can tack it down. So we have some Google eyes, and I love the sound that it makes. A little bit of motion on our cards. I'm going to go ahead and put a couple foam squares behind here. And then, just using this leftover piece of cardstock, I'm going to bring in a stamp set. The stamp set that I'm going to be using is from Simon Says Stamp. And this is kind of a universal stamp set, and that's why I picked it up. It has a whole bunch of patterns and shapes, and it's called Big Bold Shapes. And I'm going to use the polka dot circle here. I'm not even going to take it off the package. I'm just going to ink it up directly on the package with my Memento ink. Add some ink here. I'll use the leftover piece of cardstock. And then we have a polka dot circle. That I'm going to cut out with one of my nesting circle dies. I'm pretty sure I could find a circle that would fit this perfectly, but I did want it a little bit large, so I'm going to leave a little bit of a white border with this circle. So I need to make sure that this is centered. I will tack this down and then I'll run this through my die cut machine. Since our Halloween cupcake stamp set doesn't have any greetings, I'm going to take the greeting from Monster Hugs. I chose the one that says "You're one of a kind," and I'm going to stamp it on some pale gray cardstock. This is Spellbinder's Fog cardstock, and since I have my black ink already out, I'll just go ahead and use this. To cut out my sentiment, I'm going to be using the Pretty Pink Posh Sentiment Strips die set. If you guys are looking for a really nice die set for sentiment strips, this is pretty fabulous. It has these thin ones that are great for the sentiments, And then it also has scallop ones with stitch detail, fishtail banners, and then also stitch detail layerable elements. Let me show you. I'm going to cut this out with one of the thinner strips. Bring that back here. And I will make sure it's centered. And I'll be right back. So this cut out your greeting perfectly, and then you can layer it, which I'm going to do. I put foam tape behind my greeting here, and then I can layer it right on the stitch detail, which I love doing with sentiments. Just love the way that looks. But nice thing is too, with the scallop, you can take that same die that I used to cut out the strip and cut out the center to create a frame with stitch detail around it. Just sky's the limit with these. You can layer them. So it's just a really great stash builder to have for sentiments. So I'll link that down below with everything. But there's my greeting. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the release paper off of my cupcake. And we will add it to our polka dot circle. And I'm going to use my tape runner on the reverse side of my sentiment. And then we will add this right below it. Kind of resting that cupcake on our grating. For my background, I have an A2 panel of that same gray fog cardstock that we use for our greeting. And I'm going to adhere this to the front of a white A2 size card base. And then I have a panel that's 3 3/4 inches wide by 5 inches tall. And then I trim down a bunch of half-inch strips. I love doing this for mummy cards. And so what we're going to do is just crisscross these strips on the same panel. I think I am going to add a little bit of ink blending on the edges though. I'm going to use my London Fog ink and a blending brush and just add a little bit of ink blending on the edges. I think this is really going to make those strips stand out. Okay. This is the fun part. You just add some adhesive behind the strips. And then you're going to just place them wonky all over your background. If you wanted to distress the edges of these, you very well could do that also. I think that looks just about right. So we're going to use the scissors and we'll trim away what's overhanging. And if we need to fill in any extra areas, these strips that we're trimming away will work perfectly for that. Let me show you. We could take this strip and just add some extras. I'm going to go ahead and take our mummy background. We're going to flip it around. I have a piece of pop-up foam. We're going to add some adhesive on the reverse side. For my pop-up foam, I like to use my Spellbinders tape runner. It just glides over that foam. I'm going to go ahead and take my panel, make sure it opens the right way, and then we'll place this on our card base. And then we will add some adhesive behind our cupcake. And we're going to add this in the center. I have some Pretty Pink Posh pearls. This is Limeade. We have Bubblegum. And we also have Sunshine. We're just going to add a few pearls in our background, kind of alternating the colors. just a little extra splash of color. And then I'm also going to bring in my glossy accents, and we'll go over the polka dots that are on our cupcake. So that finishes off that card. Kind of a clean, simple Halloween card, but I do want to share with you an alternate way. If you're not into Halloween, but kind of like the layout, what I did was the same thing really, but created a lattice look using different colors of cardstock. So instead of creating the mummy background, I created this background, and then I matted it on some white cardstock. I put some fun pop-up foam behind here, and then the same layout, but I think it creates a completely different look. And then I stamped the same circle with my black ink, and we'll go ahead and add this. And then rather than doing the cupcake or Halloween, I used the Pretty Paint Posh Sweet Cherries stamp set and used the same colors I used for the cupcake, but just colored in my cherry image. And then I also stamped the greeting and used those same sentiment die strips and stamped "You're the Cherry" on top. We'll actually adhere this underneath our cherries. So cute. And then I stamped the flowers, kept them white, and then I thought I think the white flowers go really well with our polka dot background. I die cut out 3 of them. I think that looks really cute. And then I'll use the same pearls, the yellow ones. We'll add some glue here. You can add the yellow pearls to the center of the flowers, bringing in a little yellow. And really, you could do this layout since it's like a lattice. I think florals would go really good with this. So you could do the same thing by adding just the floral to the upper portion, but two same layouts, but 2 completely different cards. But I just wanted to share that with you, that if you're not into Halloween, you could create an alternate card, basically doing the same thing, just switching it up a little bit. But those are my projects today for Try It Out Tuesday. I thank you so much for joining me. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you next Tuesday, same time, same place. Thanks so much for joining me. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.